I'm addressing to the delegates of the 8th Summit of European Political Communities. This summit can be a very important milestone in reshaping Armenia-European Union and Armenia-Europe in general political relations. The mission and the utility of this summit would have been much higher. This was not very close to the planned elections in Armenia. That we are sure that the government in Yerevan will misrepresent as a political endorsement of the authoritarian and dictatorial regime in Armenia. All Armenian governments, from the very moment of establishment or re-establishment of independence in Armenia, highly praised the relations with Europe. We too pay very high importance to these relations, based on full and speedy implementation of the requirements of SEPA, Comprehensive and Enhanced Partnership Agreement, signed between Armenia and European Union. However, we want to take this opportunity and to present our concerns regarding the situation in Armenia and situation around Nagorno-Karabakh. Armenia is not a democracy. In democratic countries, you won't find dozens of innocent people, political opponents, jailed for the crimes they haven't committed. You wouldn't see many people under pre-trial detention, while people who are associated with the government, with the ruling party, and public service are free despite very grave accusations against them. For instance, a driver who ran over, the driver of a cortege in Phashinian's, one of the cars in Phashinian's cortege who ran over an innocent pregnant woman, killing the young woman and her not-born child. There are attacks against Armenian Church, Armenian Apostolic Church. It's not against the leader of the church, it's against the church itself. And the church is the cornerstone of Armenia's self-being. We see attacks against political parties. We are very much concerned that Nikol Pashinyan will distort the election process, will not allow for free and fair elections. And we want you to press upon Pashinyan to ensure that the elections will be free and fair. Pashinyan speaks about peace. Aliyev speaks about peace. However, can you show another peace when the occupying forces of the enemy are in your country? Peace when Azerbaijan continues interfering in the internal affairs of Armenia. They press on Armenia, they exert pressure on Pashinyan to change Armenia's constitution. And today, hypocritically, Aliyev used this platform for its anti-Armenian, anti-Karabakh rhetorics, once more demonstrating its deep hatred against Armenians, and particularly about Artsakh Karabakh Armenians. He distorted the historical truth. The UN Security Council resolutions were not about the final legal status of Artsakh. They were about the process, how the political status should have been decided, determined. And by the way, it was Azerbaijan who sabotaged this decision. Azerbaijan has committed genocide against people in Artsakh. ethnic cleansing is a manifestation of one of the manifestations of the genocide. These people were forced to leave after 9 months of siege and starvation. And now he says they left peacefully and voluntarily. No, they were forced to leave, they were ethnically cleansing. And now the democracy, the international law demands that the whole civilized world exert pressure on Ալիևը to guarantee the return, collective, dignified return of Armenians to their homelands. Before that, the civilized world shall exert pressure on Ալիևը to stop mass destruction of the monuments of Armenian cultural and religious heritage. And the last but not the least, we have 18 Armenians in Baku detained in Azeri dungeons. They should, Azerbaijan, Aliev's dictatorial regime, shall release them unconditionally and immediately. We have prepared a petition and we will hand it to EU delegation in Yerevan.